Hello and welcome to the real battleground of these elections. It's right here, as you can see, and there's one person who makes a real battleground. That's Dorab Supariwala, who's in Bombay, and he causes a lot of violence in this battlefield. Well, as we all know, the final results will be out soon, very soon, and all the exit polls have already done their job. They've raised more questions than give us answers. Dorab and I have been there and done that too. So will the exit polls be right? The strike rate of exit polls is about 66 to 70%, with an even lower strike rate recently. So optimistically, 1 out of every 3 polls is wrong and 2 are right. This, in fact, this recent record has been so bad, it could be dropping to 50-50. Just toss a coin. I think that's being a bit unfair. It's a bit higher than 50-50. But I've been there, so I know the problem. It's a difficult country to poll. There's so much heterogeneity, wonderful heterogeneity, which other countries like England or America, they have heterogeneity, but nothing like India's caste, class, religion, language, dialect, rural, urban. I mean, it can go on and on, the heterogeneity. And that's what makes India the most wonderful nation of diversity and unity. We've also have very, very smart voters. That is a problem for pollsters, smart voters, who often quite rightly decide to play safe and don't answer or simply tell you what they think you want to hear. Some call it the fear factor. I don't agree with that term. I prefer it to call it the right to privacy factor, and an upgraded world of distrust of outsiders who suddenly arrive out of the blue and ask personal vote questions. Well, let's see what the many exit polls, whether they've got around all these problems. In any case, what are they forecasting for these elections? Just look at, there are 12, at least 12, we've taken 12, there may be more. Just look at the way they're forecasting. And there is quite a lot of diversity in their forecast, except in Uttar Pradesh. So who's winning according to exit polls? In UP, 12 exit polls all say the BJP, and by quite a large margin. Anybody else? 0. Punjab, AAP 9, 1 exit poll out of 10 in Punjab says another party, Congress. Goa, it's 5-5. 5 say BJP, 5 say Congress, and it's all pretty close. Then nobody's saying a sweep. But of course in Goa, as we all know, the BJP is saying even if we get 5 seats, we'll form the government. That's been spread around. Uttarakhand, 7 say BJP, 4 say Congress, and Manipur, 6 BJP and none to others. So that's the way it kind of, the lay of the land. The 12 for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh, 12-0 score, is not just 12-0, it's 12 landslide 0. It's just a huge difference. Now if we move on and just talk about whether these exit polls are right or wrong, you know, it is a bit difficult to trust exit polls because they can go wildly wrong, and they have recently. The most recent one, of course, was Bengal, where, look at that, they were saying between the BJP would be a leader, then the exit poll said just marginally neck and neck, kaate ki takkar, but it was a landslide for the TMC. So that is a really bad forecast. They missed a landslide. And by the way, so did many people on the ground. So it's not just pollsters who get it wrong. I'm not clear which is easier, talking to voters on the ground or doing an opinion poll. Both are pretty tough. Now, the big thing about this is the huge margin of victory that the BJP won, is going into this poll with. The victory that it won last time in 2017. And that is what's made everybody think, man, how can they ever lose such a huge victory? The average margin of victory, constituency-wise, is 10%. And if you look overall at the votes of approximately 42% with allies compared to the second biggest alliance of 28%, that 10% is actually nearer 13 to 14%. But constituency by constituency, that's very large. by any standards. But while that seems intimidating, let me tell you the average margin of victory in the state for the last 5 elections over the last 25 years, the average margin of victory of any party is 9%. So 10% not that much. But there is the most enormous swing in the history of the UP elections went to the BJP last time. Look at that. In 2012 it had 15%. 2017 nearly 41.5. That's a swing of 26% to the BJP. That is much larger. And look at the seats. The BJP had in 2012 just 47 seats and it went up to 325. That's a gain of 278. I mean, UP is a volatile state, but that is really, really above the normal even for Uttar Pradesh.